Hi, my name is Melissa Garza, and I'm here for another episode of Be Inspired. Thank you so much for listening again, and I'm so glad that you came back for another day. Oh my goodness. Let me get a little bit closer here. But anyways, in today's episode, I just wanted to talk a little bit about my experience today at Agape. And I really liked an interesting story that Reverend Michael Beckwith talked about, and I'd like to share it with you. And you're always free to go on agapelive.com and watch the Sunday service and check it out yourself. But this one portion of the sermon today where he talked about this experiment that was made on lab rats or rats. And the rats were basically put into water, and they wanted to see how long it would take for the rats to drown. And approximately it took about 45 minutes for these, lab test rats to drown. Poor rats. But he explained that group of rats, okay, at 45 minutes, then there was another group of rats. And right before the 45 minutes was up, the researchers went in and grabbed the rats and pulled them out. And they lived, and they dried them off and kind of did their thing. And then they had another group of rats, and they kind of did the same kind of experiment. But what was really interesting is the group of rats that were saved, and they went ahead and put them back in the water again for the 45 minutes. They actually survived for another hour beyond the 45 minutes because they were knew that they were basically, they kept swimming because they knew that there was a chance that they would be saved again. So they tried a little bit harder. And I noticed in this story was just really interesting about having faith and hope for things, and knowing in a sense that sometimes when you think everything is over in the end, it's having the faith, having a sense of knowing and a sense of hope. It can still keep you going in your life no matter what your journey is, but can still keep you going and focused and still maintained, so you're not completely, I guess, tired out or completely give up. So always keep that in the back of your mind. There's something out there. You've always maybe had our close calls. You never know what could happen in your situation. Things may turn to the better sometimes when you least expect it. So I think it's always a great thing to have hope, to make sure that you're being positive, that you know what, basically you have an inner sense of knowing that you're being guided. And I think that is just really what makes us people. I think it kind of gives us that drive and that ability to strive a little bit harder and try a little harder. You know how it goes. Try a little harder, do a little more. But I think that is really true when it comes to giving up, not having the faith, just like letting go. A lot of people too, when they may be having health issues. And sometimes I've heard also in some research studies that people who have a lot of family and a reason to live really give it their all. They don't seem to give up in a sense. And sorry about that. There's a bunch of kids out doing some firecrackers in the back, and I have the windows open, and they're kind of distracting me. I don't know if you're hearing them or not. But this sense of hope that people can really get from having their families and a reason to live just makes them strive longer and harder to, and the hope for survival and healing, because they want to be surrounded by their loved ones. So I guess the moral of the story is just don't give up, don't lose hope. And if you're, in a sense, possibly isolating yourself, or in a situation where you're not around other people who may be supporting you, I've mentioned this before, you got to get out of your bubble and get into another world or another experience to help kind of drive you or guide you from what you may be experiencing in this present moment. Because it's through each other's help, generosity, friendship, and also through everybody's, their internal support. If you have a support team around you, you will be able to be uplifted and not so alienated. So do what you can, and I know this is a brief one. I got a long week ahead of me, and I know it's a late night. I wish I had filmed this yesterday. But like I said, I'm piling through this, making sure that I'm getting the videos out daily for you guys, and you know, for this experiment for me. I'm super excited tomorrow. I have an in-person interview, and I'm super excited that I'm holding the faith, knowing it's going to go well, and I'm going to do my best. And also, too, I have some other friends having some opportunities tomorrow, so I'm wishing them the best and all the success with their things that are coming up. And I just wanted to thank you out there, everybody, for just giving me the time and the space, and hopefully somebody out there is listening to me, and hopefully maybe I'm helping you out too. So anyways, thank you so much, and this is Melissa Garza for another episode of Be Inspired. Thank you. Bye-bye.